Hi, I'm Dr. Mel, and this is Dr. Mel's message. I have a wonderful interview for you today. Now, we live in a world of pandemic, and so we're all concerned about our health and our wellness. But what do you do when you really want more information, and where do you go? Well, today's interview is going to be a real treat for all of us because I'll show you why in just a minute. But first, I want to introduce you to the man of the hour, and his name is Dr. Yaron Seidman. And he has a website which is called Hunyuan.life. So welcome, Yaron. Tell me a little bit first about who you are and what brings you into the wellness education platform.
Sure. Well, first of all, the platform is Hunyuan.life. And myself, I have a background 30 years in wellness, Chinese medicine, acupuncture. I've been teaching online for 12 years, been going around the world for the last 15 years, teaching seminars about wellness. And now we're thinking forward into innovating wellness into the next century. You know, I would like to explain it through explaining what health and wellness are.
Yes, I think we all need to know because there is a big difference between them.
Yeah, exactly. So normally when we talk about health and wellness, many people associate health with not being sick, with modern medicine, drugs, pharmaceuticals, surgeries. That's health. And wellness is, for many people, it's more holistic, alternative, not FDA approved supplements. That's what wellness for people. But actually the concept, in my opinion, is very different. Health means that I'm not sick. Sick basically means that my body or my emotions don't work properly and they prevent me from doing what I want to do. So for example, my leg hurts me or my leg is broken. I want to walk over there, but I cannot walk there. That's the meaning of sickness. Like my body or my emotions don't function, so I cannot do what I want to do. I want to go shopping, but my stomach hurt me. I can't go. I have to stay in bed. So the meaning of health and medicine is to fix the body and the emotions and the psyche to work properly so I can do what I want. That's the meaning of health. When we talk about wellness and well-being, it has to do with health. Health is a component of it, but it's much more than that. Wellness means my well-being. It actually means that I'm healthy and I have time to do what I want to do. Remember, being healthy means that I can do what I want to do, but it does not mean necessarily that I can do it if I don't have time. But wellness means I'm healthy and I also have free time to, let's say, spend great time with my kids, go to the beach, take a walk. This is and the reason it's not that simple, but meaning when I have time to do what I want to do and I'm healthy, so I'm capable of doing it. Let's say I can go out and help people. Again, I can spend quality time with my wife or my husband. I start feeling very well, very happy, very fulfilled, as if my purpose is being fulfilled. This is wellness compared to just being healthy.
If you're not healthy, you cannot do the wellness part of your life.
Even if you have time. So you have to be healthy, but to be well, you have to have time to fulfill yourself. So this is the difference between health and wellness. And again, there's a lot of things that we can talk about here. Yeah. But this is related to online wellness. You know, so when I talk to people, if I can just add, they tell me it's very crowded, and I'm saying online wellness did not even start yet. So where's the difference? How can we grab some? Maybe we could talk about that.
Right. So with your website, number one, it is wellness education and it's online courses for all sorts of things, correct? What was your purpose in establishing this particular website, and where you see it going in the future?
The main goal of this website, and this is where it's different than wellness or health content, you know, like if you go on YouTube, there are millions of videos for free. Why would you just go to learn anything?
Right.
So like 5 minutes before we started the interview, a practitioner just emailed me and she said, online teaching doesn't work for me. I want to do it in person. So most practitioners and people think that online health or online wellness is basically like going to class, but it's on video. That's what people think, and that's why they think that it's crowded, because there's millions and millions of videos.
All
But
right.
online wellness, if you understand what wellness means, like that time, you actually realize that when you spend all your time on YouTube to look for videos, you're actually running out of time. It's the opposite of wellness. You have a lot of content, health related content, but if you're on Facebook 20 hours a day posting free content, you're actually running out of time. And again, on this, we can talk a lot, like how
No,
the
no,
social, you know,
that actually makes sense, because it almost comes to the difference between spending quality time versus quantity time on something that's good for you in the wellness. How are you choosing? Let's say I have 15 minutes to do anything that I want. I can waste it by skimming over YouTube, or I can go and look for something specific that will feed me, meaning my wellness part of me.
so actually you're hitting it right on the head. As we know, nothing comes for free in the world. So how come there's millions and millions of hours of free content? It's because what the social media platform do is they take your time and they make that a commodity, or that their data. So they follow you, they know what you're doing, they know what you like, and they monetize it with the companies that needs that information. But actually, you spending a lot of time going through things, you're spending something far more valuable. Very successful people know that time is actually the most precious commodity. Not money, not products, is the time. And this is directly related to wellness, to our well-being. So in other words, if everyone in the world had 2 hours more free than what they have now, just to spend with their family, to sit on the beach, the amount of well-being in the world would be just phenomenal.
It actually makes sense. It brings me really back to something that my mother used to tell me all the time, because I was, those old fashioned atypical person, meaning A personalities that drive. And she used to, say, Mel, you can't burn your candles at both ends, and you have to learn how to stop and smell the roses.
Exactly.
This is basically what you're talking about. If you just stopped and smelled those roses for a certain amount of time, your wellness, I'm assuming, is going to increase because you're productive. Wait, I'm confused. So you become more productive, or what? I mean, I'm wrapping my brain around this.
So there are two different things: health and wellness.
All
Health, you do need to get rid of all the diseases.
Okay.
That's the health part. That's where medicine comes in. And medicine online and modern technologies are doing a phenomenal job, like with AI and machine learning and all kind of things, how to make medicine part more efficient. So you get rid of diseases better, faster, remotely, and all kind of things like that. That's the health part. The wellness part, the well-being part, is not just the absence of disease. Is for me to fulfill my purpose, to do things that I meant to do, that I really want to do, not things that I have to do to make money, things that I really will make me happy.
Bring joy to the life.
Yeah, and also fulfill me. But the problem that we have now with online wellness and all the free videos, the free content that we have online, a tremendous amount of free content, is that what the social media platform did, very smart, they realized that the pain point of people is money. So the idea of putting content for free and making me feel like I'm saving money, it's a great idea. And it did a lot of good in the last 10, 20 years for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, the time got robbed from us. If you reflect back 20, 30 years ago, you would not spend 10 hours on Facebook or YouTube. You would go sit on the beach, do other things, be with your family. Now their time is spent in there. And that's a problem with wellness.
On this website, you offer courses, number one, that you provide, but also from a wealth of other instructors. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I mean, I have many courses that I've been teaching myself over the years for about 12, 13 years already. So I'm providing my content, but the platform itself is a marketplace for any practitioners from yoga, Pilates, from all disciplines. It needs to be much more efficient for the user. So our platform helps and will grow more in efficiency, how to make it more and more efficient so people get time back, not just being healthy.
So first of all, I'm going to share my screen so I can show is some of these things. All right, now this one is the Hunyuan Foundations, correct?
Yeah, this is one of my books. I wrote several books, 8 to be exact. But this is one
Okay.
of my books that I want to share. In the past 30 years, I developed holistic health in such a way which is very, very effective. And again, the purpose is to get the people as healthy as fast as possible so they have more time.
All right. Now here's another book on
Another
fertility.
book, yeah, another book that I wrote about fertility. Also, for many years, I specialized in treating infertility with holistic medicine. I have hundreds and hundreds of babies conceived naturally with my method. Right.
And this one, The Lost Art of Medicine, I want to talk to you a little bit about that. Would you say I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. Would you say you're a holistic practitioner?
Yes. So, I mean, I've been practicing acupuncture and Chinese medicine for 30 years, but I developed a method that involved also spirituality from a school that is called Hunyuan. It's a 200-year-old school from Sichuan in China that talk about the heart of the human being and how to be always healthy when your heart is at peace. Remember before I mentioned about the time and the
Right.
wellness? This is where it comes from. It's a few centuries old wisdom of what does it mean to be well, and it starts with the heart being fulfilled, your purpose being fulfilled.
And that goes back to having the time to find that joy in your life for the wellness.
Exactly. So our life is not a rat race, or should not be a rat race.
I love the concept because to have, like you said, the masters minds of the world coming together, whether I want to learn about crystal healing or meditation, that's all on there.
Yeah, I mean, any practitioners can go and post their content. Crystals, healing, shiatsu, reiki, whatever they want. That's a marketplace. If they have knowledge to share, they can share it. So instead of doing it like in YouTube where the content is free, but you have to give all your time, we're developing technologies to evaluate what helps faster. So you have more time. So even though you do need to pay something, so it's not free content, but we don't tap into your X variable. The X variable is like your time. People don't know what their time is worth, so they spend a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to take any of this.
Well, it's actually a brilliant concept because instead of, like you said, searching endlessly for something of quality, you can just hone in on specific what you're wanting to learn more about and get about.
And I can reveal to you a little secret, but I cannot say a lot about it. But
Okay.
part of the technology that we're developing right now is what we call rapid validation. So users will help users find out what works the fastest, when and how. So they don't need to, I mean, right now you have, for example, user validation by reviews. So when you go on Amazon, there's 5-star reviews. So it's a kind of thing. But we're talking about something with artificial intelligence, super sophisticated, that can really help people find out really fast what works to them, when it works to them, what's the shortest amount of time they need to make it work. And then they have a lot of free time to go with their kids to the park.
Wow. I mean, if I have really one regret in my own life, if this makes any sense to you as far as wellness goes, if I have one regret in my life was not spending some of that quality time or even, quote, I hate to say it, but having the time to do it with my kids or my family or my mother and dad who are both deceased now.
And I totally agree with you, but and if you ask me, this online wellness in the future will be the time saving, getting the people healthy the fastest, saving them time so they can go do whatever they want, not whatever the platform wants them to do.
Right.
This is online wellness that does not exist yet. There's no players. Nobody knows how to make money from it. And
to me, health and wellness has the verbology, I guess, of it has been thrown around so much that when you put it in, honing it in like you were doing, it's like an aha moment, like, wait, I have been doing this kind of backwards in a way. Does that make sense?
If there could really be online wellness, meaning the more you look at the screen, the more time you have and the more well you get. Right now, it doesn't matter if it's exercise, fitness, healing, videos. The more you go through it, the more you get agitated, even if it's meditation videos. There's just so much content and you're trying to find out what's the best thing for you. And at the end, you got a lot of knowledge, but no time left for it.
And that's when it's called content overload.
Definitely. So for the people that I talk to and they tell me the space is crowded, they mean there's a lot of content. But content and online wellness are totally different. But there is a way to filter everything for you
And
by
that's
the power of the people.
you're coming
That's
up
the
with.
technology that's working. But that's the model, to filter everything with your help, that you know exactly what you need in the fastest amount of time to get the results, and then have a lot of free time. Because all of a sudden people say, wow, that saves me time. This is such a precious commodity.
Once it's spent, you can never give it back.
Yeah, exactly. You spend money, you go work again, make more money. But when you spend time, there's no making it up.
There's none, no refunds. Yeah.
Exactly. This variable, this X variable is extremely valuable. And so that's what we hope to help people with.
Totally fascinating. And I mean, your wealth of knowledge just in itself from a practitioner's point of view is something. But when you take what you know and you're applying it to the masses and giving people the ability to focus in on their wellness, it's incredible. I applaud you for that. Job well done.
Well, I can tell you that in my practice, seeing patients for many years, this is one thing that really bothered me, meaning I would talk to people, I see that they're just too busy. And I would teach them, I would instruct them, point them in the way, but you can see that this is in our society a very dominant problem, that people simply don't realize how important time is, and they run out of time, and they need to make money, they need to survive, and that's the thing, but at the end they run out of the years. And this is something that we should never do. And so when you ask me about wellness, how is that different than health?
Right.
This is it. This is what's the difference?
Well, it totally makes sense to me now. In the beginning of this conversation, it didn't make that a whole lot of sense because I always just thought they were tangibles, like one came with the other, but they don't. I found that out.
I would say that wellness includes health, but health does not include wellness.
That's what I'm talking about, because I can be healthy all day long and take my vitamins and eat right, and I can exercise, but that wellness factor may not be there because I'm not giving myself enough time to relax, regenerate, and find that joy in my life. It's all push, 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 push.
Yeah, exactly.
And so at the beginning of this is where I was. I'm thinking health and wellness. Wait, but now I see it in a totally different view and different aspect.
Yeah. So, we're in my company. We're on a mission. We are on a mission, like, to help the world have more time for themselves to do what they want, not what I want for them.
Or what society thinks they should be doing.
Yeah, exactly. So and the way to do it is very simple. The time of the people equals data. And normally up to this point, most companies monetize the data. They take the data to themselves. Your time spent on my platform is my data. Mm-hmm. And that's how I make money. So I give you stuff for free, and your data, I use it to sell. Like I was talking to my wife in the privacy of my home. I said, I think we should buy this and that. I'm looking on Facebook and I see an ad for that thing that I just said.
I know, that's scary.
Everybody knows that. That's not a secret, how you trace people with all the devices and stuff like this. So that data from my time is, of course, very valuable. But if you can take this data and give it back to people, because it's theirs, the data is theirs, their time is theirs. This is where you start getting efficiency in time. So the reason that we need data to sell to companies is because companies don't have time issue. They only have money issue. In other words, a company can live for a few hundred years, no problem. They just die when they run out of money. When they run out of resources, the company dies. So the reason that companies need data is to become more and more efficient. So instead of with $1 they make $2, with $1 they can make $3. That's the idea of the data, why they use it. But a human being has time. The time is the most valuable thing, not the money. The time is the most valuable thing. So if you can give the data back to the people so they will become more efficient with their time, instead of exercise for an hour, exercise for 20 minutes. Instead of doing this for 3 hours, do that for 10 minutes. The data goes back to them, then they have more time.
All right,
Then they have
so
their precious.
this is the software that you're talking about that can, do I do a questionnaire, or do y'all just watch my habits, or
No, so again,
where does that data, how do you get fed my data? How's that?
well, there are a few different things in development right now in beta, so we're testing them. I would say that, again, I cannot tell you everything right now, because
Right.
then everybody
Tell me
will
a little.
copy it and do the same.
Yeah.
But the point is, there are a few different elements. One is called real-time data, that when you practice something, you need to know in real time how much it's working for you. And some companies do that already, like wearables, Fitbit and all kind of things.
Right.
So you walk and you know how many steps you're doing. So the users start getting data. How much calories did I burn? How much? And people love that. Obviously, they loved it. When you have data about yourself, it empowers you. But I would just say that wearables is a little primitive, but right now that's what you get, to wear stuff. So part of our technology and the platform that we're working on is to give you data in real time, what you're doing, how you're doing, and to see if you're wasting it or not. The other is what we call the rapid validation. Again, how we do it exactly, I cannot share at this time, but it means that some things work much more efficiently than others, and you should know it right away. So instead of doing it for 2 hours, you just do it for 10 minutes, and this time, in this way, in that manner, in this situation. And again, for this, you need something very sophisticated, like AI, like artificial intelligence. So it's not very simple.
Right.
But at the end, the purpose of it is online wellness, which means give the data and the time back to the people. This is online wellness. Go spend time with your parents and your kids. Don't spend time with my platform forever until you have no time left.
Right. And that's powerful when you give back freedom to live your life to somebody. That's powerful.
But I can tell you, even though in the last 20 years, technology was always about efficiency, the data of the people equal the X variable, meaning their time, was never given back to the people. So that's why you go on YouTube for hours and hours and hours, because that thing we cannot give you back. We need your time. Everything else gets for free, the content and lectures and things, just the time we need it to get the data. And I think if you want to improve humanity, you need to give the time back to the people. That's what I think.
That is such a beautiful concept. I don't know if you know this part about me or not, but last November, I was in a near-death wreck where I broke my neck. I broke you can see the scar, broke my ulnar radius and my wrist, had surgery, broke my shoulder. And talk about transforming your life toward wellness, that will do it for you. And so I'm hoping that people that are listening to this, it won't take a major life incident to change their way of thinking towards wellness. Does that make sense?
I completely agree with it. And I know that many people that get into a really bad situation, all of a sudden they see the light, and it's totally unnecessary. You should just start seeing the light right away.
That's what I'm saying. So I really want to, like I said, applaud you for bringing this platform to all of us. And I love the World Wide Web because it is worldwide. And so you're not having to stick to just your little region. You're spreading across the world, but you're also bringing in these experts from around the world that are masters at what they do. And beautiful platform. Thank you so much.